Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Untitled Chapter Reviews, where I bring a review every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, talk about another movie review, an X-Men Days of Future Past review. I've heard this is one of the best X-Men movies there is, and wow, it was pretty entertaining throughout. What this movie is, it is the second movie in like the younger generation. I don't know. This is just the time travel X-Men movie. I don't know where to put this in the chronological order. Uh, but I don't know. This movie was a lot more of a Wolverine movie than I thought. But I mean, it has tons of characters in it. It has this is the movie. Slight spoilers obviously throughout this review, but this is the movie that has the old cast of like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, I think, along with Michael Fassbender and uh, McElroy. I forgot his name. The dude that plays the guy in Split. Basically, the young and old, Professor X and Magneto, uh, along with Wolverine. And basically, at the beginning of the movie, you see a really dark future. Like, there's not many X Men left. You see, like, Colossus and I forgot the girl who walks through walls, but her. And I mean, obviously, Professor X and Storm are there, and even Magneto. And it's basically like the last few mutants are left, and in this dark world, and they're basically about to be attacked by all these huge ass robots, Sentinels, I guess, that actually straight up kills some X Men early on. You see them. Um, I mean, I guess that's a spoiler, but it's really early on. Basically, they come out and you see they're really dangerous. They can like adapt to all these powers. You also got Iceman and Pyro's there too. But they can adapt to everyone's powers, and basically they're unkillable, and they can kill everyone. So their plan is to send Wolverine way back in time to stop the Sentinels from ever being created. And how the Sentinels were created, which I thought was pretty interesting throughout, was there was this guy, I forgot his name, but he's played by, oh god, I'm terrible with names, guys, I know, but the short guy on Game of Thrones, he's the main kind of bad guy in this. The car just drove by. Um, and he's not really like a bad guy, but he is presenting a plan to the government in like the 60s, I think, 70s, I don't know. Basically, way in the past, he's presenting the plan of the Sentinels to the government, and they're kind of basically telling him, no, this isn't going to work. The mutants aren't that dangerous, like yet, at least, and blah blah blah. But then, but at the same time, this man has secretly captured mutants and drafted mutants into the military and tested them. Basically killed them for experiments. And Mystique, the blue lady played by Jennifer Lawrence, I think she's phenomenal in this. This is just as much her movie as it is like a Wolverine or X-Men movie. She finds that out and wants to kill the guy trying to make the Sentinels. And basically, in one reality, she does kill the guy that makes the Sentinels, and that makes Congress or whatever realize that they need the Sentinels to fight the mutants. And his plan actually goes forward from her killing him and getting her revenge. So you have this like, so they need to go back in time and stop Mystique from killing this guy and stop, and or by they I mean Wolverine has to. He's the only one that can go back in time because it like really fucks with you, and Wolverine can regenerate obviously. So like he's the only one that can survive going back in time, and he does go back in time to meet a really devastated uh, Professor X. He's not even really Professor X yet. He's giving up his powers. He's using some shit to some like medicine to make sure he can walk, because this is right after X-Men First Class. Uh, I think that's where it goes in the timeline, obviously. And he just became paralyzed, but using this medicine suppresses his powers heavily, or like basically gets rid of them, but makes it to where he can walk. So he's giving up one for the other, and he's also just like very just down and out. He's lost everything. He lost his girl in Mystique. He lost his best friend in Magneto, and the school is just not a school. It's not that yet, and he's just so Wolverine basically, Professor X has a really good line. Professor X is barely in the movie, the old one, I mean, Patrick Stewart, but he's good for what it is, and he says like to Wolverine, Wolverine has to do what Professor X did for Wolverine, help him through his powers and learn how to use them and find purpose, basically have hope, find hope and purpose. That was a really good meaning there. I thought, I can't believe I can't think of his name. I think I know his name. I don't know how to say it. McElroy. The guy who plays young Professor X did. I think he was the best actor in the movie. He just had some really emotional scenes, just with personal like self destruction and hate and all that blah blah blah. Him, Jennifer Lawrence, and obviously Hugh Jackman and Wolverine are like the standout people of this movie. Uh, so I thought that was really cool, dynamic, and like I said, later on they gotta try to convince Mystique to not kill uh, that guy that, and by killing him it would cause her to go, to the Sentinels to be made, and for them to hunt down. And actually, what they do is they capture. Yeah, I'm spoiling the whole movie by the way. They capture, if they capture Mystique, that's how they create the Sentinels that can develop everyone's powers and can't be killed. That's how they did it in that timeline. So by Mystique killing that guy, they basically send everyone after Mystique. But they try to convince her to stop, and that's like a really good, like I said, element, because she really wants revenge for all the people he's killed. And like no matter how many times you try to stop that woman, she's kind of got a mindset. And then Magneto, the young Magneto, he and Fassbender, he's just an evil fucking guy, man. Like he's not like, he always has the sentimental part to him, and I love Magneto as a villain. He's one of my favorite villains. Um, but like he just always chooses the bad path, even when he's been explained how if mutants, cause too much destruction, that the Sentinels will be made and the end of the world will be happening. And then you know what Fassbender does? You know what Magneto does in response to that? Picks up an entire fucking stadium and just like brings it with him. And like he does some like interesting mind things. He puts some metal in the Sentinels. Like the Sentinels are being shown off for the first time in like in whatever year it is, and he puts metal inside of them so he can control them, and basically has his own little army of robots that they could have had more action scenes with, but didn't. It was mainly just to like scare people and just uh, I don't know. Magneto was just doing a lot of evil shit at the end of this, and I really enjoyed that. But it almost like it had a really interesting thought of like the fate kind of aspect of like, no matter how many times they tried to stop, like they stopped Mystique the first time she's supposed to kill that guy, like the guy that creates the Sentinels. But then she gets like another opportunity, and they stop that, and it gets like another. It's kind of like fate. Is she destined to kill this guy? Is this destined to happen no matter what you do? And it's really touching. I think, like I said, Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique, just going through this personal battle of like having revenge or the end of the world. But you're just hearing that. You don't really take that for granted until maybe she does. Um, and like, yeah, I don't know. The ending of the movie was pretty good. It basically recaps everything. Refixes everything that like everyone hates from X-Men 3: The Last Stand, and from even X-Men Wolverine Origins Wolverine. It kind of fixes those things in this movie too, because it has time travel. And obviously, if you don't like time travel, there's tons of plot holes when it comes to like little things in time travel. But it was actually really well told. I understood the movie throughout. Like I said, I could sit here and recall most of the important parts in the movie to you. And I watched this movie like 3 days ago. It was a couple of days ago. I've sat down and like got my hype down from it, but at the same time, it still might be the best X-Men movie there is, besides maybe Logan, but I don't think that counts as an X-Men movie. Um, I really liked X-Men First Class. I thought the emotional points in X-Men First Class with Magneto were a little bit better. That was my introduction to the X-Men world, so I don't know. But this movie's story was way more interesting, and it just had better acting. These are defined characters at this point. Everyone's at the prime of their role, it felt like. So I think this is the best X-Men movie there is. But to me, it's still final verdict an 8 out of 10. It's not quite a 9 or a 10. It's just, what did I not like about it? I don't know. There are some slower points. Like I said, I guess could be a 9 out of 10, to be honest. There's not too much wrong with the movie. It's just, there's a lot of characters. Oh, I almost forgot to mention Quicksilver. Yeah, never mind. This movie's a 9 out of 10. Final verdict, 9 out of 10. Quicksilver has some insanely... Every time Quicksilver is on the screen, it is actually... You would think like a superhero like Quicksilver would not have an impactful role. And he's not super impactful, but he has the most memorable scene ever. And just every time he's on screen, he's hilarious and entertaining. So I really hope to see more of him in the next X-Men movies with the younger cast. So yeah, Final Verdict is a light 9 out of 10. It's just slightly better than First Class to me. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.